All right, back to our big story this morning that will affect at least 200,000 people. Today, the entire city of Cape Coral is under a boil water order. We have our Fox 4 Morning News anchor Chris Shaw live from one of the testing sites in Rotary Park to break this down more for us. Chris?
Yeah, Lisa, we're doing things a little differently today just because of the sheer impact this is going to have on at least 200,000 people. That's about how many people live in Cape Coral. Just think about how their lives are going to be affected today. Just the mundane things, getting up, brushing your teeth, making breakfast. You're gonna have to do that differently today. Maybe if you stop in to get something to eat on the way to work. Restaurants may be operating differently this morning. Even once you get to work, stopping to get a cup of coffee is going to look different today. Now, the focus is on Rotary Park, and specifically what you see behind me. This is the dog park here at Rotary Park. And the city of Cape Coral tells us this is generally where at least 2 samples came back that tested positive for bacteria. One of those samples came back positive for E. coli. I'll get into specifics in just a second, but first I want you to take a look at some of this video so you know what you can and cannot do. Let's just start with the basics. The city says you should not drink the water, brush your teeth with it, wash your dishes, or cook food until you let it boil for at least a minute. That'll kill any bacteria that may be in the water. If you can't boil it, the city says use bottled water. Now, let's talk about this situation. Last Wednesday, the city did random water testing in this area. It takes 120 samples every month across the city. A sample came back positive for what's called total coliform. It's a bacteria that's found in the digestive tracts of animals. It's a red flag. So the Department of Health required more testing. The city says a second test from a site about 100 feet away came back positive yesterday for E. coli. That's a health risk. So the Lee County Health Department required the city issue a boil water order. The city says it's important to note that no other tests came back positive.
And I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that it's probably within 80 to 100 feet of each other and in the vicinity of the dog park. I have no information right now to indicate that there is a problem of any kind with the quality and the safety of the city of Cape Coral's water treatment system.
And that last note is an important one. The city says at this point it has no information that there's a systemic issue here. The city says it has flushed the water in this part of the Cape, the south part of the Cape, and it has increased chlorination. The city also tested more sites, and it expects to get those results back by noon today, and that is the soonest this boil water notice can be lifted. So let's go into more specifics here as we talk to you live from Rotary Park. The city isn't saying exactly where the water tested positive for that bacteria, but it did say it was never in an indoor building, never in a house, never in a business, anything like that. In both cases, it was what they call a hose bib, where you hook up your hose on the side of your house, that spout. One here around the park is all they'll say, and also one at a house. Again, important to notice, no tests from inside a house have come back positive for bacteria. We are tracking this story for you and will be all morning long. I'm about to get on the phone and make some calls to see how this is impacting Cape Coral as we start our Tuesday morning. If you'd like to go back and see the entire news conference the city had last night where they announced this boil water order, or if you'd like to see some more information from health experts, you can go to our website, fox4now.com.